In this lab, you'll use the pipe surge and water hammer equipment. You'll see the effects of water hammer and see how surge shafts are used to alleviate the effects of water hammer. Throughout the experiment, you can refer to Figure 1 on your lab sheet for a diagram of the equipment. The experiment will be split into two separate procedures, first the pipe surge and then the water hammer. We're going to start with the pipe surge. To begin, ensure that the supply control valve is turned all the way to the right. Then plug in the bench. Close the flow control valve on the water hammer circuit. Open the lever-operated gate by pushing it toward the wall. Then close the flow control valve on the pipe surge circuit. Next, turn on the pump and gradually open the supply control valve. When the water level has reached the overflow level, which is about 665 millimeters, open the flow control valve on the pipe surge circuit. After you've allowed any air to exit the pipe, close the flow control valve on the pipe surge circuit. Turn the supply control valve counterclockwise until it stops. Now you have maximum flow rate of water. Allow the water level in the surge shaft to stabilize. Next, turn on the computer and start the pipe surge and water hammer program. Choose Exercise A, Pipe Surge Demonstration. Plug in the USB cord into the computer and the other end into the black data acquisition box that you'll find below the surge shaft. Look on the screen to see if the DAC is working correctly. At the bottom, you should see the message IFD:VCOM-XM, where X is a number. If you don't see this message, click on the phone button at the top of the screen and choose the highest port number. Next, record the height of the water. This number is the static end. Then gradually open the flow control valve on the pipe surge circuit until the water level in the surge shaft drops around 150 millimeters. You'll probably open it about halfway. Allow the water to stabilize and then record this value. This is the velocity head. Next, you need to determine the flow rate of the water. You can do this with a clear tube you see next to the supply control valve on the bench. Start by closing the valve in the volumetric tank, which will look like a rubber ball. Watch the water level in the tube as it rises. When it reaches the 0 liter mark, which is the second zero on the tube, begin a stopwatch. Time the water for 1 minute and then record the water level after the minute's gone by. Repeat this process 2 more times and then take an average of these 3 flow rates to use in your calculations. When you're done, open the valve in the volumetric tank. You are now ready to begin collecting data. Click the green Go button at the top of the screen. Then quickly close the lever-operated gate by pulling it away from the wall. Watch the water level in the surge shaft and note its behavior. Allow the water level to stabilize and then click the red Stop button to stop collecting data. Then export your data as an Excel file to a group member's flash drive. Turn off the pipe on the bench and shut down the supply control valve and then open both flow control valves so you can let the water empty out of the pipes before you begin the water hammer procedure. So that concludes the pipe surge procedure, and now we're going to start the water hammer. Before you turn the pump back on, make sure the supply control valve is turned all the way to the right. Then close the flow control valve on the pipe surge circuit and open the lever-operated gate by pressing it towards the wall. Open the water hammer release valve by pressing the black ball inward until it clicks, and close the flow control valve on the water hammer circuit. Repeat the process you used for clearing the pipes of air in the pipe surge circuit, except this time use the water hammer circuit. When you're done, you'll leave the flow control valve on the water hammer circuit open. Once you clear the air, go to the computer and click File and Load New Experiment. Select Exercise B, Water Hammer Demonstration. Determine the flow rate of the water using the same procedure that you used with the pipe surge procedure. Now you're ready to begin collecting data. Click the green Go button at the top of the screen, and about 2 seconds later, press the button on the water hammer release valve. After a few moments, you'll see a graph of your data. Save it as an Excel file to a group member's flash drive and then close the program. To end the lab, turn off the pump on the bench and turn the supply control valve all the way to the right. Open both flow control valves and allow the water to return to the bench. Unplug the bench and return everything else to its original position.